I like this. Jesus was invented by an ancient Hasbara campaign. And look at some of these pre-Christian verses that influence the creation of Jesus. This is from, which was in the Septuagint, Psalms of Solomon, chapter 17. He shall judge peoples and goyim in the wisdom of his righteousness. And he shall have the heathen nations to serve him under his yoke. And he shall glorify the Lord in a place to be seen of all the earth. So that nations shall come from the ends of the earth to see his glory, bringing as gifts her sons who had fainted. There's a little bit. This is Psalms of Solomon and Wisdom of Solomon, definitely pre-Christian books that led to the creation of Jesus. The Lord himself is his king, the hope of him that is mighty. Through his hope in God, all nations shall be in fear before him, for he will smite the earth with the word of his mouth forever. So Jesus, the Messiah, conquered spiritually, conquered theologically, conquered with the teachings and the pen and the word of his mouth, not with the military, not the Davidic Messiah, but the spiritual Moshiach ben Joseph that suffers. He will bless the people of the Lord with wisdom. He himself will be pure from sin. Where do you think they got the idea that Jesus would be pure from sin, like a lamb led to the slaughter? So that he may rule a great people. He will rebuke rulers and remove sinners by the might of his word. And then we have in First Enoch, the Son of Man, Righteous Mind Blown says he's been watching for 2 months, always knew there was something fishy about it. Exactly. People already kind of have come to these conclusions about Christianity on their own. Many people, if they're not Christians, have probably already kind of been suspicious of Christianity. And when they hear it explained like we do, it really clicks and they get it. And it's not a hard sell. We got all types of conversion stories. Nobody that's green-pilled ends up going and being a Christian. It's a one-way street. And we are explaining things to people in a way that they've almost always saw it themselves. They just hadn't fully put it together and connected the dots. So look, this is so bombshell. I'm writing about this in the book. In the Son of Man, in the pre-Christian, the parables of Enoch, in First Enoch, it's a pre-Christian connection of the Son of Man and the servant of Isaiah, Isaiah's servant songs, which is chapters 42 to 53. So we have the Son of Man of Daniel 7 in Enoch before Christianity, connecting him to the light of the Gentiles, which ties him in with the servant who is the light to the Gentiles in Isaiah 42 and 49, and that same servant in Isaiah 52 and 53. So no Jesus necessary. Jews were already connecting Daniel 7, Son of Man, to the servant of Isaiah, and you from that connection, and then tying in Zechariah and Wisdom of Solomon, Psalms of Solomon, you get the whole Jesus story. No historical Jesus, no historical character necessary. By tying the servant who's the light to the Gentiles to the Son of Man, the whole Jesus midrash was compiled and could be read out of connecting just a few of these passages. Jews were already connecting this before Christianity. This is the true origins of Jesus, not a historical figure, but Jews reading hidden messages from the scriptures, connecting these verses midrashically, the Son of Man and the suffering servant. So this Son of Man, the light to the nations, all verses that they later influence and led to the creation of the mythical Jesus. What is the role in Enoch? All who dwell on earth shall fall down and worship before him. And for this reason, he has been chosen and hidden before him, before the creation of the world. This concept of the hidden Messiah. Paul in the New Testament also says that he was the creator of the world and existed, a pre-existent angel before the creation of the world. And the wisdom of the Lord of spirits, so God, has revealed him to the holy and to the righteous. And elsewhere it says he was revealed to the elect, revealed to apostles like Paul and James and Peter, who first saw this pre-existent angel, Melchizedek, Son of Man, servant and branch. It's a fan fiction. It's a Bible code. This is where Jesus, the myth of Jesus, comes from. And this is also like, so we have the Son of Man being connected to the light of the Gentiles, and how it says, all who dwell on earth shall fall down and worship before him. That's a reference to Isaiah 49 that also has the servant and the light to the nations. And it says, they will bow down before you with their faces to the ground. They will lick the dust at your feet. The Messiah and the God of Israel conquering the nations, conquering the Goyim. Do you guys realize how bombshell this is? There weren't Jewish followers of a preacher that was crucified by the Romans, and then they decided to go look in the scriptures to find a crucified Messiah. No, they were already looking at the scriptures and connecting the Son of Man and the servant of Isaiah and these other messianic motifs of the Old Testament, and that's where Jesus comes from. No Jesus necessary. It's not a coincidence that by just connecting Daniel and Isaiah and Zechariah and Jeremiah and Wisdom of Solomon and Psalms of Solomon and the Psalms, and you can read out a pesher. If you were to create a messianic pesher through Midrash, it would look exactly like the story of Jesus. We're talking myth. We're talking a literary construct. And what is the purpose of this myth? And who created him and why? The Jews created him, so that the Goyim will bow down, and they will be the footstool, and he will rule in the land of thine enemies.